Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the spine and adding a bit more organic and um, a bit more performance to it and softening some of the curves, maybe exaggerating a little bit my character. She's not doing bad, but I think I can add a bit more of um, curve movement of the spine. So and the head. So I'm gonna do is I'm going to treat the spine as a little bit of a um, waving element that is going to go back and forth, and at the same time I'm going to let make it kind of follow through a little bit the movement, and I can exaggerate some of that. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna animate the two FK spine controllers. I'm not animating the box because the box is a bit harder to do, although we could do it part of it. Rotate the X to bring it a bit more. So, and I'm gonna animate the head. So let me do the the FK controllers first. So if you look at the graph editor for them, right now the rotating X, they have the four keyframes, nothing else. They are completely flat. They have rotation in Y. There is a little bit of a uh, wobble in that rotation and Y for both of them because the object comes back in and out. So I'm actually going to select both and delete those keyframes in the middle so that kind of get a more fluid effect on both curves. And I'm going to animate the rotate in X. So the way I'm going to think about it is I'm going to just rotate. So when the passing, I'm sorry, when the feet are uh, on the maximum strength extension, I'm gonna make her back kind of go curve into the back, and then of course in the passing position will be somewhere here. She's going to go a little bit more forward, not completely forward, but a little bit more straight. So that gives her a bit of a waving of the spine and a little bit of the back. So let me do that. So I'm going to go in frame one. I'm going to grab again those two elements and I'm going to rotate in X. Right now the value that they have in number in that is 2. So I'm actually rotating X a bit more. So I'm going to make rotate, let's say negative, let's say 4. That might be a bit too much, but let's try it. So negative 4 there. Let me open up my graph editor so I can look at it. My rotate and X on both. I'm doing both simultaneously. So frame 7, I'm going to keep it as it is. Frame 13, I'm going to go again negative 4. So she is pushing back there. And let me try to get out of here. There we go. And now I'm going to put keyframes on frame 19. So she's going to do the same thing, negative 4. And keyframe that. So both, oh, hold on, I think I did it wrong. Has to be on frame 1. Passing stays straight. Stretching, there it is in this one, negative 4. And then keyframe that. Ooh. Press the wrong key. S. There we go. And then I go back to the number 25, and that's going to be negative 4. It might be easier to do it in the graph editor. So that way she is, when she is passing, her back bends backwards. So if you play back, she has a bit more of a swing. Her head needs to counter animate that now. So we have a little bit of a motion that goes with it, but you can see her body can becoming a bit more organic. So let me do rotation of her head. Again, I could add this box there as part of the picture, but I don't think the box will add much to it. So I'm gonna try to keep her head here. I'm gonna go back and look at the rotation of the head. The rotation of the head next, there's nothing on it. So again, in frame 1, I'm actually not going to make her push back more, but I'm actually going to rotate her head forward. So let's say maybe somewhere like, not a lot, maybe just say maybe 6 degrees. See how that goes. Keyframe that. And then, of course, it'll be the same thing here and there. So I'm gonna go select those and then put 6 degrees on those. 6 and enter. It's not taking both. I'll just do one at a time. 6 and then 6 here. There we go. So her head swings back and forth, hopefully, as she plays back. So let me see it. So her head is kind of doing a little bit of that. Feels a bit rigid, but it's doing what it's doing. The last thing I want to do in the last couple of minutes here in this video is I'm going to let her spine and her head have a little bit of a offset, meaning a little bit of follow through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab those keyframes that I created there, and I'm going to stagger them. So I'm going to just, on the rotation in X, let me see here, head, I'm going to start with this one, not that one, this one. So the one, the rotation in X, I'm going to slide those a couple of frames over, grab all of them, and then hold my shift and my mouse 2 frames. I'm gonna go to the next one over, again rotation in X only. I'm gonna grab them, I'm gonna slide them over 4 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna try sliding the head over 4 frames. That might be a bit much, but let's see how that looks. So that would be actually 6 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how that works. See if she how she works. So that make her head kind of bounce back and forth, and her spine is a bit more relaxed, and her head has a bit more of a swagger, if you want to call it. And at the same time, of course, you can play with the numbers, so you can make it more exaggerated or less exaggerated. I'm going to increment and save my file and leave it there for now.